What a day it is turning out to be, and what a night it could be. Oh my. We could probably see several records of all different kinds. We could probably see several records of all different kinds set between now and the next 72 to 96 hours. No joke, things are starting to go south real quick. I'm looking at a photo I just received less than an hour ago out of northern Wisconsin, sent in by Michelle. She says they've already seen around 2 feet of snow, and the forecasted blizzard hasn't even started yet. She says she's never seen anything like it. Says she's never seen anything like it.
This is big breaking news. Evacuations have been ordered in multiple states, and we are also seeing volcanic eruptions happening as well too. So we're having massive wildfires right now in Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska. It's hitting hard. We're going to show the map in just a second. But we also have extreme flooding going on in places like Hawaii right now. Check out some of the pictures coming out. You can see all across the islands right now, they're getting hit extremely hard. This has been multiple days of flooding.
Hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. Yesterday I reported on the explosive volcanic activity out of Russia, and well, today we have multiple volcanoes erupting in and around Southeast Asia, specifically the Philippines and also Indonesia. This is Kanloa volcano. It erupted today, sending an ash plume up 5,000 meters. That's about 18,000 feet. That is a big eruption. We only see a small part of the ash cloud here with this initial eruptive blast, but if you look at this video compilation, we see just how big this ash cloud was, giving you a sense of the scale of this eruption.
One of the ways that you know that the pole shift is right around the corner is that when they initiate World War III is when you know the pole shift is right around the corner.
Because the planet has to go through a resetting process, because you just don't have a reset from a financial standpoint, political standpoint, economic standpoint. You have to have a humanitarian reset as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that means, like I said, and so the war could be also used as a catalyst to cut off, the unalive, a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking at it.
Draft.
Well, they're trying to start an extinction level event, is what it seems like to me. Like that's what I'm picking up on. Like they're trying to create any type of atrocities or mass hysteria. You know what I mean? To kind of create this so-called extinction level event. It's not going to go the way they think it's going to go. I can tell you that. It's not going to go the way they think it's going to go. I can tell you that.
Hello, it's Call to True. Thanks so much for tuning into this video. Today is Sunday, March 15th. And I just hopped on here because I wanted to get this message out because it really is an urgent message. Literally, I think because of what the devils that are running this realm, they are blocking out the sun, and that's having, I believe, an extreme impact on my energy level. I've gotten so much confirmation about all the different things that I've been saying. This video, if you want me to make this video and release it, just to give you some clips of it.
I don't know. It could be one of those things where, like, I've always had this theory that maybe most of these celebrities, some of them didn't die, and they actually just in a bunker somewhere, just waiting for that reset to happen.
This is true. And what my urgent message to you is, a reset is about to happen. When I try to make this video, I get emotional, so I'm gonna try not to cry, but please pay attention to what I'm sharing right now. And if you want more information and you want me to really finish putting this video together, because I'm not gonna release this, let me just play another clip. I'm just playing a couple of clips because what I'm about to share, just to give you context, to let you know, I've been getting confirmation from other brothers and sisters about what was already revealed to me. In December 5th, I had made a video and I said, and the name of the video was, "Do you feel the end is near?" And I felt like there was something major about to happen. I feel like I don't feel motivated to, like, that getting a job is the most important thing. I really have a sense of that things are literally about to change. They are about to change, and having a job is not going to be important. That's not going to be important. There's something spiritual that's about to happen. That's what I have in my spirit. And it's, again, it's not something that logically I'm thinking. It's something in my spirit that I just have a knowing, and it's just more of a, I don't even feel any kind of motivation. Like, I feel like that I'm coming to an end. Now, whether it's just me individually are going to be coming to an end, or collectively the system's coming to an end, I don't know. But all I know is I just have a feeling of finality, of things not going on the way that they continue to be going on. But I now know what's about to happen, and it's been confirmed to me in so many ways. And part of why I'm just releasing this in a different format than what I planned, because I've been working on this, but I'm telling you, physically and spiritually, I've been so exhausted. And it may be spiritual warfare that's trying to just prevent me from having the level of energy to put this in. Plus, it's not just to put it together. It's like I keep seeing more and more confirmation about what's about to happen, and then I want to add more clips to it, which is just draining me. But I know it's an urgent message. I want to get this out. So let me just play a little clip from this sister here. And I've been putting videos on my community page, so you may want to start checking some of that material out. But this is another clip.
So remember I talked about the pole shift that happens, and Rutherford Germany did a great job at explaining that one of the ways that you know that the pole shift is right around the corner is that when they initiate World War III is when you know the pole shift is right around the corner.
Okay, so with that in mind, and there's a lot more in that video that I could share, but again, if I'm gonna put it together, I want to just do it right and put as much information in there. But when I do that, people don't even watch the video, so that's why I want to just do this shorter version. I'm gonna just jump to it. You heard those two clips. I've been warning, and I had been warning this from my spirit, and I made videos where I've documented how I've been led down a path that has led me to different revelations. And I was led to videos which brought me to these content creators that I just came across. Like the sister here, I saw her in a panel of a video that I had been led to watch. And so she had mentioned, she was the only one on the panel that mentioned pole shift. So when I saw her clip, and here's that clip. This is the video where I first saw her, and she mentioned about a pole shift. So that took me to her channel and started watching her content. And she's been talking about a pole shift for years, but it's about to happen. And I'm going to share some very urgent information with you that gives you a specific potential timeline. And we're going to talk about it if you continue to pay attention.
I actually think it's because of the reset and the pole shift that's coming up for some of us who will be going back into the water.
Okay, so this is the panel, and she mentioned that she just made that one statement. This whole show was not about a pole shift at all. She just made that statement. When she made the statement, in my spirit, I've been told about this pole shift. And so when she said that, I'm like, wow, let me go to her channel. And I've been blown away by her channel. But then once I went to her channel, and then this, and actually I had saw B. Dale, the first brother that I showed the clip where he's talking about he thinks that they're not really dead. And I'll add, they're not, some of these, they're not even arrested. They're going to be getting into their bunkers. They know what's coming. So that's why they're starting this World War III. The sister just said that they are, when they start rolling out World War III, that's when the pole shift is about to come. So this is my community page. I have a lot of different videos out here, but this is the bottom line of why I'm coming to you. That sister, in her channel, let me just show you, it's Florbrun. Florbrun is her channel, okay? She mentioned about this lady here, Nancy Leader. When I saw her, went to her channel, she, in one of her videos, and probably most, different videos of hers, but one of the videos that I saw, let me move this out of the way, she mentioned this lady's name. And I already know in my spirit that a pole shift is about to happen. So this lady, that she has a website, or I don't know if she's a contributor to this website, but anyway, her name being brought up by the sister brought me here. They have an actual timeline, and things are already happening. So this is the bottom line. Starting April, starting next month, it's already starting, but they have this little chart. So you could come to this website. They're saying April 26th is a tipping point, infrastructure demand. There's not going to be any formal denial by our governments about this pole shift. But it's saying here, no denial, earth changes, infrastructure collapses, Nancy starts appearing. Now I haven't really went into depth about this website, but I'm just going to point some things out that I saw. They're saying here, mid to late 2026 is going to be chaos, the worsened wobble, and earth changes. Now, this is just confirmation of what's in my spirit. So let me just give you the overview. There is cyclical catastrophes on the earth. It's happened before, and there's a purging and a cleansing, and there's judgment. And we've always been taught about the Bible, the story of the Bible, which the Bible is not original text. That was based off of earlier religions prior to that, but in the names of the characters were changed. But bottom line, it talks about a global reset that occurred in the form of a flood, and there's many different religions that all have the flood story about a global catastrophe that happened. Now, that is not the only global catastrophe that's happened over the years. It's been cyclical, but this time around, I believe, this is a special time where I don't know that it's going to happen again. Like, this is a very specific point in time. And but leading up to the actual pole shift, there's symptoms and signs that it's about to happen. And you could see that in the weather changes. It is not normal to have all of the big volcanoes around the world erupting at the same time. It's not normal to have hundreds of earthquakes happening at the same time. And even in the spiritual texts, these religious texts, it talks about these as being signs, but they have created religions to keep you in a spiritual reincarnation loop, and you're worshiping the wrong God. And I've gotten confirmation of that too. Let me just show you this.
There are Luciferians who worship Lucifer, and we spoke here about who Lucifer is. Everything, I don't know, I have spoken about almost everything. There is nothing new here. You can hold me by my word and go back and check a video that I made about the Luciferian. This is Lucifer. Okay? A reptilian. surprising to you that this entity is existing in all of the Abrahamic religion. This entity have a space in all of the Abrahamic religion. And this Abrahamic religion and their leaders have indirectly forced you to worship this same Lucifer, because these leaders of these Abrahamic religions are the descendants of Luciferians. They are Luciferians who worship Lucifer.
That is what I've been warning. So, but in the books that actually have you worshiping Lucifer and you're thinking you're worshiping your true creator, it talks about the global resets that have happened. I believe that there is a global reset that is going to happen. And this actually lays out a potential timeline. You can start, it's already showing all of the signs. The magnetic field is weakened. You have to do your own research. The research is out there. There's people who know this information, but a lot of times they put these far out dates saying that it's going to happen in 2030 to 2050. And 2030, a lot of people think that would be the earliest that this would happen. No, this is going to happen soon. Now, they're saying the timeline is that in April 2026, there's going to be no formal denial by the government systems, but infrastructure is going to start collapsing. There's going to be chaos as the wobbling of the earth starts getting worse. The last trimester, it's saying here's a final countdown. I had a dream about a countdown, and at the end of the countdown was a massive earthquake. And it's interesting and confirmation that in their graphic they're saying the final countdown, and I had a dream about a countdown. This is saying that Nibiru, the planet Nibiru that most of us have heard about, is going to be visible, where it's undeniably visible. I made a video and I just made it public again. I made this short visible again, where I was led to my window and I believe I saw what could be another planet, which could be Nibiru. Like, so this is supposedly the moon, there's obviously another planet right there behind the moon, and then this was also a planet. And the day that I took this, I captured this, there was a eclipse, and I forget what type of eclipse it was. It was an eclipse with another planet, like this planet here. They were saying it was an eclipse with this planet, but they didn't mention this planet here that I was led to capture this. So I just say that to say that they're saying that at some point towards the end of this year, it's towards the end of this year that Nibiru is going to be available or be visible. I mentioned recently in a video that I did that there in October last year, when I was outside, working with the technician who was changing my internet, I looked up in the sky towards the west. There was a planet that I saw plain as day, that it wasn't the sun was behind me in the east. It was in the morning. And when I looked up in the sky, I saw a planet, and I just kind of brushed it off because I wasn't by myself. The technician guy was closer to the house. I was like kind of by the garage, and I just looked up, and I just kind of kept going. Like I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. And when something like that happens, then you just kind of think, well, maybe it's the moon. And I just went about, and I didn't have my phone, and I didn't record it. But I believe I was led to see that. So I do believe that this is going to be really visible, where people are not going to be able to deny it. And that's one of the reasons also that they're putting all the clouds in the sky, so you can't see what's going on in the sky. Because that day I just happened to look up, and it was clear as day, like a planet. But now I'm telling you, I started out telling you that the sky right now is all covered with clouds. You can't see, and it's affecting my energy. But they're doing it because they don't want you to see Nibiru. But this is telling you that by the end of the year, it's going to be undeniable. The storms, we've already had what they're calling Category 3 tornadoes in Michigan and Illinois. It's not even tornado season yet. They're calling it a EF3s.
Joe, Erica, we've traveled for miles all day along the storm's path west and east of the Kankakee River in Kankakee County, and some of the damage that we've seen is really indicative of a strong and rare tornado in our area. A strong and rare tornado in our area, possibly an EF3 on a scale of 0 to 5. Of course, we'll wait for the National Weather Service official intensity rating. Look over my shoulder here and you can see that every tree in this neighborhood has sustained major damage, many of them completely snapped in half. This entire neighborhood has sustained significant home damage as well. The nearby fields have been scoured from the winds, metal wrapped around the trees, in some cases some bark ripped off of the tree trunks as well. In some cases, some bark ripped off of the tree trunks as well.
But in some places, I think it was a city called Union City that was devastated, like demolished. And I'm like, when I was looking at the damage, it looked like it was higher than a Cat 3, but they're calling it a Cat 3. And I wouldn't put it past them to downplay the magnitude of these tornadoes, because people's eyebrows will start rising when you start seeing a Cat 4, Cat 5 after Cat 5 and Cat 4. Like, they're gonna at some point try to downplay this as much and as long as they can, but this is telling you that this year is going to get to a point where they can't deny it. Now that's why they have this world trying to start a war to distract people, so that everybody's talking about the war, everybody's focused on that, and you're not paying attention to what's going on with the weather, with the earthquakes, with the volcanoes, with the grounding airplanes, because before that, last year there was quite a few airline incidents, airline crashes, crash after crash. We went a long stretch, 16 years without a crash, and then now we're starting to have these crashes in the grounding of air flights, and it's because the issues with the magnetic field is causing issues with the GPS systems. And so now that there's supposedly a war, they can start grounding the planes and stop the cruise liners from cruising, because they're going to have issues with the GPS, so they need to kind of stop that. But now they have a reason to, because of this so-called war. So if you don't believe that this is about to happen, start paying attention. The movies where they were showing you in 2012 and the day after, all of those symptoms are happening now in The Core, the movie The Core. And I've been watching videos of scientists that are saying this stuff is happening now, but a lot of times they say that the pole shift is not going to happen until 2040, 2030. My spirit was telling me is something's going to happen now, to the point where I haven't even felt motivated at all to get another job. And I just watched another video where the brother asked the sister, he asked her specifically about what people should do who don't feel like working with these people anymore. This is Star, and so we should be saying Star, because really it's like we're star sisters, or star beings. But Sister Myra Moss, and this video here, Cosmic War, this is where he asked,
spiritual perspective for somebody who, in this day and age with the Epstein files and everything going on, a person who's working a 9-to-5, who's looking to exit their 9-to-5, what would you suggest from a spiritual perspective, Sister Myra?
I told you about the Virgo, the turning point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're at that turning point, honey. And that means unplugging from the matrix, you know, the wisdom, you know, my spirit, when it took me off my job in Atlanta, I was on that job 11 years, and my spirit came to me and said, what's wrong with this picture? You're in it. You're in it, you see. And I tried to procrastinate. I'm like, well, I was at the job 11 years. At least let me try to get my unemployment, you know. But Spirit said, no, we want you out, and we want you out now.
So I'm going to just stop it there. But I'm telling you, you have to pay attention to your inner intuition. We are getting downloads about what's happening. We're getting confirmation of what's coming. The reason that I'm showing you this is because this is potentially a timeline where it's going to play out, and you can actually see it happening. Even if you don't believe in it, start paying attention to the weather, start paying attention to these hurricanes, tornadoes, thunder, snow. It was thunder, snow recently in a snowstorm in New York where it's thundering at the same time as snowing. It's not supposed to happen like that. You're not supposed to have tornadoes when it's not really tornado season. Tornado Alley has shifted, where the states and path that used to be Tornado Alley is changed now because of everything that's happening with the changing of the poles in the magnetic alignment and just the wobbling of the earth. Things are happening that is affecting the migration patterns of animals. A lot of animals are beaching themselves, are dying out. There's been, you know, the melting of the polar ice caps, which is dumping a lot of fresh water into the oceans, which is changing the salt, you know, percentages and affecting the you know, the marine life. Pay attention to these things. This is all signs leading up to a great pole shift. The leaders of this world have created bunkers that they're going to be getting into as they create this fake war and have everybody focused on that. And then they have this Epstein files where supposedly people are getting arrested and getting in jail, when really they have these clones that they're trotting out these clones while the real, you know, people are in their bunkers, you know, or getting caught, you know, being somewhere else. Like recently there's been a video showing Epstein driving, and it looks exactly like Epstein, and he's driving in Florida, you know, and he's supposed to be dead. So they're also, you know, saying that they're dead when they really aren't dead. So bottom line is, you either believe this or you don't. But the bottom line is everybody is going to wind up realizing this towards the end of this year. By the end of this year, they may wind up doing some nuclear events, and you know, they're the evil devils that are running this world. They are trying to take the resources for themselves. They, you know, some of these lakes and, you know, these lakes and water reserves are going down in these like huge amounts overnight, where these devils may be siphoning off resources to have in their bunkers, and then also trying to kill off as many people as possible so that they don't have to share resources with survivors. So you have to know that you are going to be protected. Don't be fearful. I like listening to this sister because she is so knowledgeable about like the spiritual realm and astrology, the alignments, and our people, and this cycle, and how this cycle has come to its end, and now it's our time as royalty, as spiritual royalty. She calls us foundational copper colored people. Like, we are not black, we are copper colored. And this sister also, the first sister here, she also talks about we should be copper colored. We're not black. So, but this sister here, Myra Moss, she talks about us being the foundational copper colored people, where it's important for us to have a delineation now, because we are the originals. We are royalty, that the Americas really are the oldest land on this planet. Is not Africa, is really the Americas. and she just is a wealth of knowledge, but she gives you hope. She gives you a feeling that this is a rescue, that this is all planned, it's in control, and we are the royalty. And I already knew that. Like, I also knew that as well, but I know we're going to be protected. But I wanted to just come on here to let you know that start preparing, because if you believe, you are going to be protected. You're going to be protected. So you just have to stock up, start stocking up on food and water, emergency supplies, Bunsen, like a, little Bunsen burners. And I'll insert a picture of the kind that I have, where you can cook. Um, hopefully if you can get away from the coastal areas, like definitely if you're in Florida, like get out of Florida, California. But again, do what your spirit intuition is telling you. That is the best thing to do, is to pay attention to your spirit intuition, point blank, period. If your spirit intuition tells you you're good where you are, then go on that. But I just have every confidence that we are going to be protected. This is cleansing this wicked world of these devils. It is cleansing the world of these devils, and it's putting everything back in alignment, putting everything back, and then making us ascend. The sister, she talks about us ascending. This is the time of our ascension. So definitely check out Sister Myra Moss, and then also definitely check out Florbrun. She's very knowledgeable, and that's this sister here. She's very knowledgeable in the different types of beings in this realm. No, you've been lied to about everything. Trying to hold on to things that you've been taught by your enemies, who've shown and proven that they are nothing but devils and are destructive devils who hate you and who've done nothing but try to destroy our people and oppress our people, is just ridiculous to hold on to the lies that they've been telling us. So now we are getting downloads from our true spiritual connection. That's where we're getting all this information from. It's not from our enemies who want nothing but the worst for us and death and destruction for us. We're getting this from our direct spiritual connection. And so I'm going to leave it there for now. But again, if you want me to do a more, like, continue to work on this video and start pulling all these clips together in a longer format like this, so far this video is going to be 12 minutes, but there's other information I could pull into it, so it would get a little bit longer than that. But if there's no interest in this type of content, then I'm not going to waste my time making that long video, because ultimately the most important information I just shared with you in this video. If you've made it this far, leave a message in the comments to let me know you've made it this far. If you have, I really appreciate that. Just an emoji or a comment, anything to let me know you've made it this far would be really, really encouraging. But again, this is not something to be afraid of. This is a rescue. That's what's in my spirit, and also what the sisters and brothers are talking about. This is a rescue. So you really should start checking out these content creators. Dell 1014 is another good one. Is the letter B is in boy, DELL 1014 is his channel. Okay, so this is Dell. B is in boy, D is in David, ELL 1014. All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Bye for now.